Good morning. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie. Welcome. All right. It is, if you're watching live, drop a 1. If you're watching the replay, drop a 2. All right. It is currently Wednesday if you're watching live. On Monday, I started something called The Path. So I said we listened to Tony Robbins this last weekend. We watched one of the events that he has, and he said, hey, I have a path to help get you to where you want to go. So on Monday, I talked about step 1. I'm going to review step 1 real quick because yesterday I went for a much longer walk than normal, and then I dove into homeschool and I didn't do step 2. So I'm going to briefly give you an overview of step 1. We're going to dive into step 2. There's 7 steps to the path of walking you through how to get to where you want to go. These are not my words. This is what it is. It's actually from Tony Robbins, and so I printed it out, The Path, 7 Steps, and it's very insightful and very, simple, not easy, but like a really great flow to help you work through, like, why am I not really getting what I want? Why am I not achieving those goals? Like, what am I stumbling over? That is the path you're going to follow. So, where are you tuning in from? Drop a 1 if you're watching live, 2 replay. So, and what I loved is he said, hey, when you think about a path from point A to point B, or where you're at today to where you want to go, right? Like whatever you wrote down in the beginning of January, which it's the last day of January. Time is going so fast, right? So he's like, a path isn't a straight line, whether you're driving on a trip, whether you are flying in an airplane, or whether you're working towards getting to where you personally want to see your life, right? Good morning. My girls are getting up. He goes, the path is always a curvy line. It's always a working through obstacles or challenges, or in this case, really your mindset and things that you feel like you've got to work through in order to get to the other side. So, all right. Good morning. All right. How did you start your morning? Did you start it with coffee or ketones? What are you drinking this morning? I am drinking my favorite flavor of ketones. It is called Naranja. They are orange. We have a new flavor of ketones that just launched today. They're called Plum. If you're a current customer, go log into your account, grab the new box. But if you're not drinking ketones, we should chat. But how do you start your morning? Are you a coffee drinker? Water. Oh, we've got some coffee drinkers. Okay, I drink ketones. I only drink coffee if we have keto cream, which is from our company. And I don't have any, so I don't drink coffee until I have that cream because I like what it tastes like and it's not sugary. So, all right, to review on Monday, step number 1 is just writing down, what do you really want? Activate and awaken your hunger. Like, what do you really want? What is your vision? What is your purpose? And why do you want it? So we talked about that on Monday. What do you really want? Okay? Like brainstorming. Like, what is it that I want? What did I write down in the beginning of January? What is on my heart? What am I longing for? If you don't know what you want, he's like, oftentimes people try to like lay out all these steps, but they actually have no idea. So step number 1 is, what do you want and why do you want it? Today, number 2, he says this, you need to find and face the truth. The truth will set you free. That's also biblical, by the way. It's in the Bible. It's, and you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. I don't remember where it's at. But here's what he says. So step number 2, if you're taking notes, right? Number 1 is what and why do I want it? What do I actually want? And it might take some time to be like, oh, I actually want to take care of my health. I actually want to have a better marriage, or to have a great relationship with my kids or friends, or work on my spiritual growth. Like, this is what I want. Hello, Rosalie. All right, here's step number 2, and this is how he wrote it down. I thought it was so great. You have to figure out, he goes, find and face the truth of where you're at today in your life, right? Oftentimes we think about what we want, but we don't think, oh yes, John 8:32, and you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. Thank you. I knew that. So anyways, It's one of the verses I have the girls memorize. So he said, you need to come to this space where you sit down and you go, here's where I actually am at, right? Like, I know where I want to go once you talk about the what do you want and why do you want it. He goes, you need to close the gap, right? So in order to figure out how to close the gap from like where you're at today to where you want to go, we've got to figure out what is keeping you from getting there. Is it fear? Is it emotions? Is it habits? Why are you not achieving that goal, going after that goal, working towards that goal? Is it unforgiveness? Is it blame? Is it something simple like, hey, I just don't have the skill? Maybe you're like, I want to eat healthy. I want to work on my health, but you're like, I actually feel like I'm a terrible cook. I don't understand food. Like, it might just be a skill, right? That's keeping you from where you want to go. What is it in your finances? I actually don't understand money. I need somebody to walk me through it. Maybe it's a habit of like, I have a habit of constantly going out to eat, right? So maybe it's like something deeper than that. It could be unforgiveness or blaming your past or blaming your family for not raising you that way. So now you're just sitting in this space of going, I'm going to sit and be a victim and blame other people, rather than what he said is find and face the truth. And then when you know the truth and you go, all right, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. In order for me to close the gap, I've got to get a new skill. I've got to forgive somebody. I've got to take responsibility for my own actions. I need to realize that emotions cause me to eat. I need to realize, because as soon as you do that, you're going to go, oh, now I have the awareness of when that situation comes up, or that emotion, or that thought, or that feeling, or that instant habit. You're going to go, this is it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to blame that person. I'm not going to wallow in these sorrows. Oh, I might be afraid because I want to feel better, but I don't know what to do. So now I'm going to go ask somebody to mentor me and teach me because they've already done it, right? So step number 2, if you're taking notes, find and face the truth. The truth will set you free. So your homework is, number 1, if you didn't listen on Monday, what do you want and why do you want it? And then actually sit in that space and go, what's keeping me from continuing to follow the path? Because you're gonna work through the what and the why. Then you've got to get to the space where here's where I actually am at in order to keep moving forward. Does that make sense? All right. So we'll talk about number 3 tomorrow. Or do you want me to talk about it right now? I feel like that's like, well, I feel like actually I'm going to talk about a couple of them tomorrow, because I feel like it really does take some time for people to sit and actually go, yes, here's what I want. Here's why I feel like I'm not getting it, right? Like, it takes a lot of like thinking, and whether it's meditating or some quiet time to go, all right, I'm done blaming, or here's why I'm not actually achieving those goals. Here's why I've been sitting in this space for so many years. And once I come to the reality of where I'm actually at, I can work through it. So I think those 2 things are pretty deep and takes a little bit of time. Tomorrow, we will talk about the next action. So I want to say this. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. If you have any questions, about food or how to get started, hey, Stephanie, I need to learn how to track my food, or what should I be eating? Anything. Hey, Stephanie, I see that you homeschool your 4 girls. I have people that ask me about my curriculum all the time. Or, Stephanie, why are you doing carnivore? I see you're doing 75 hard. Why do you drink ketones? Like, I can answer any question that you have. So, yes, you want to know what, Vicki? So this path picture, maybe I can put it in the comments. So like, I had it printed out because I took a picture off of when he was talking about it. So we were listening, if you don't know this, we were listening to Tony Robbins this weekend with our team. And he just took a picture and he put it on the screen. So I just took a picture of it. So it's kind of hard to read, right? So let me see if I can find an actual PDF of it or a better picture, because you're not going to be able to see. It's even for me to read it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of fuzzy. So let me work on finding one that wasn't from my picture on my phone to be able to go and do that. Yes, I'll share the screenshot, or I'll find the actual picture. It might take me a little bit of time. I'll have my husband work on finding that as well, and then I'll share it with you, or see how I can share it. I'll either put it in my stories, I'll put it in the comments, I'll put it on the page, and then we'll talk about it. So I want to say thank you for, you're welcome, Amy. Amy's got ketones on the way because over the last couple weeks, we did some fun contests. Okay, questions, ask below. You can always send me a private message. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on it. There's tons of recipes. ketomomsecrets.com. There are ketones. I've got trial packs. I just mailed out a whole bunch last night. I'll mail out some more today. If you've never tried ketones, I actually have a really incredible deal, especially if you and like your spouse or you and your best friend want to get started. I have a really great coupon. So if you want to know more about ketones and you want to dive in, let me know. Just post trial in the comments. Otherwise, we will chat very soon, and have a wonderful day. I'm always here to help, and I look forward to chatting with so many of you. So I'll work on this, and I will let you know when I have it. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.